Hello and welcome back. My name is Victoria Rader with You to Shine, and I'm excited to have you back for this part 3 of Taking Mystery Out of Money. In part 1, we talked about the money being the energy flow, and we have activated your neural pathways for opportunities in money. In part 2, we started on the formula 70, 10, 10, 10, the first 10. And if none of this makes sense, it's probably because you didn't see part 1 or part 2. So please start from the beginning, because this is part 3, Taking Mystery Out of Money, which is activation number 15. And today we're talking about the 70% of that 10, 10, 10, 70 formula. Remember, the first 10 was the tithing, was the investment in eternal universal return, opening the doors of abundance. So the 70 is the money that you live on. Learn to live on 70% of what we make. $7 out of every 10 is what we live on. The other 3 we will spend according to the formula. Now, put a pause on that. There's something very important I want to tell you. There's principle and practice. And it takes different time for different people to apply principle into practice. So the only one we really are going to go back to is that 10%. Maybe you're going to start with 3% for charity, right? I really want you to get it up to 10, because that is the door that energetically opens all abundance. So if you're not there, don't watch this video. You're wasting your time. Don't do it. You will just feel guilty for something you shouldn't feel guilty about. We don't need guilt. We've got to have hope. And we've got to have ability to practice these principles. So before you dig into this 70, I want you to get mastery of the 10. Once you get mastery of the 10, then come here and understand the principle of the 70 and master that. And maybe it will take you a month. Maybe it will take you 3 years. It doesn't matter. Time is only measured unto men. Remember, these are principles, not immediate practice. You got this? Now unpause it, and we can go right back. So the very first amount of that 70, before we touch anything else, should be spent on your life insurance. Doesn't matter whether you have mortgage or family. If you were to leave this plane of existence, you want to leave it debt-free. Getting a life insurance energetically is an investment in the eternal debt-free energy principle. So please pause. Literally, just do it. Just pause and talk to somebody who knows where to get life insurance, and do it. Just do it. Make sure you've invested into that eternal debt-free principle. So if you were to part, nobody else has to cover the expenses. That is the very first expense of the 70. The next expense of the 70% is going to be on strategically paying off your debt. Because we want to be debt-free eternally, we also want to be debt-free presently. So it's the same principle. It doesn't matter how big your debt is right now. It really doesn't matter. And what I'm going to suggest goes maybe against some logical, highly mathematical financial advice. But we're talking here metaphysics and energy. So we're going to make energy work for us in paying debt. So I want you to start paying off the smallest debt you have. So look at all of your credit cards. Look at if you're financing vehicles, your auto loans. Look at your mortgage. Obviously, your mortgage is probably your biggest debt, probably followed by student loans if you have those, then followed maybe by credit cards or auto loans competing in different order. Number 1, lay out all the debts. Don't do it with disgust. Remember, we're getting free here with excitement. look at all the debt with great excitement. Come on, baby, I got you. I'm paying you off. Find the smallest debt, whatever that debt is. And let's say your smallest debt is $2,000 on the credit card and your minimal payment is $39. I want you to up that minimum payment to the very maximum that you can affordably. Let's say instead of doing 39, you're going to do 150. So what happens now, at $150, you're paying that debt off under 2 years. And as you start doing it, you'll see that extra money is coming in and you'll get excited and you'll pay more. So you're paying minimal due on all of your debts, and the lowest amount of debt, you're paying as much as you can. So before you know it, that debt is paid off. So now that is off your table. The energy starts rolling of clearing the debt out. You're excited. I promise you this works. It worked in my life. It worked in many lives of my clients. I know that it works. So you now take that $100 and you're adding it to paying the second lowest debt that you have. So if your second lowest debt, the minimum payment was $50, now it's $150. And if by now the activation number 1 opened you to opportunities of making money, and the activation number 2, or rather the part number 2, has helped you through paying tithing and you're receiving more money, maybe you can now do, instead of 150, 200, right? Whatever it is you can. But that second is how you're going to pay your debts. Does that make sense? From lowest to highest. So, number 1 of the 70, life insurance, non-negotiable. If you're in a foreign country that does not offer life insurance program, it doesn't offer it. No problem. Will make a difference later on with the last 10%. However, if you are in a country that offers life insurance, this is your first step. Your second step is then clearing the table from all the debt as described. Finally, the third step of that 70 that you're spending is going to be budgeting. A lot of people are almost nauseous when they hear the word budget. And why? Because they've done it the wrong way. They forced unrealistic budget. You wake up in the morning, you hear something about budget, you say, this is it, I'm going to budget. You sit up and you make this unrealistic list of things. Budgeting comes from collecting data. So, for a month or 2, you will get to observe where your money goes. And write it down. It's like, you being a spy on your own spending adventures. Once you watch where your money goes, whether using the checkbook or the credit card, you can see what your spending patterns are. Only then you can make a realistically adjusted budget. You can see, wow, I'm spending $600 on eating out? While this $600 could have paid that $2,000 debt in 3.5 months? Why don't I cut it down to maybe I can't go all the way down to 50, but maybe I cut it down by half. So once you've observed your behavior, you adjust the budget to make more money to pay your debt faster, so that the interest will start working for you. This is it. This is it. This is the 70. This is what we do and how we live on $7 out of every 10 on 70%. So now that we've done the practical, we're going to back it up by some electromagnetic activation so that your body, your inner being, your soul, spirit are all aligned with these teachings and you have the ability to support it. So just do this for me right now, because that was very high energy delivery of information. So I need you to roll your shoulders back, just back a couple of times, and roll your shoulders a couple of times. That's right. And the head, just relaxing a little bit with me. That's right. And now I need you to close your eyes, and as you close your eyes, I'll have you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth as if you have a straw. Ready? And one more time. And now as you continue to breathe in and out, I want you to go back as your subconscious mind knows how to take you right back to the powerful subconscious image of breathing in the energy of abundance into your lungs and breathing it out for establishing the flow. Breathing in the bright energy, breathing it out, allowing it to come into every cell of your body, nourishing every single fiber of your being, allowing this energy to calm your nervous system, relax every single muscle and tissue in your body. You're relaxing, you're allowing the messages of this teaching to come to your subconscious mind and prepare it for the skills that are necessary for you to thrive. It is now commended of your subconscious mind that it has the definition of financial management skills, that you have God's perspective, understanding, and definition of those, the frequency of what that means, and that your definition is the same. If you would like that, please say yes. That you're guided, I want you to imagine as if there is a beautiful ball of light coming from out of your heart and going out. And the same ball of light is coming from your brain and is going out. I want you to imagine how that light coincides with each other into one light. And imagine that energy now travels out into the space until it reaches, and you just see this image of a person that you don't necessarily know, or you might, that is going to help you to obtain your life insurance if you already don't have it, or if it is available to you. So just sending that signal out, and it is commanded that the right person is attracted to you, that you know how to receive the advice that is correct for you, that you have the discernment of what is the right, valid information for you. If you would like that, say yes. And connecting you electromagnetically to that source of knowledge. Now activating the second part of the 70 formula, which is releasing yourself from debt. I want you to imagine now that you have some weights in your hands. And understand that these heavy weights you're holding is the debt. And I want you to feel how it's a little bit hard to walk with that debt. And I want you to imagine that you're standing at the top of a gorgeous cliff. And you come to the edge and you toss the weight, the first one. And you watch it go down until it disappears out of sight. And you feel the level of energy and freedom come to you. And then you drop the second weight. And a new level of energy comes in. And imagine tossing all that weight off the cliff and seeing it roll down, shatter, and disappear as dust into the light of the Creator of all it is, completely washed. Imagine that light of abundance now washed through your body, cleansing you from all debt. You're spiritually, energetically wired to release the debt. It is commended of your brain that new neural pathways are formed for knowledge and wisdom of how to release the weight of the debt, that you know how to, when to, it's possible, and you already have done so. If you would like for those changes, please say yes. And I want you to feel the surge of energy going through your whole body. You have God's definition of freedom, yours is the same. You know what it feels like to choose to be free from debt. If you would like that, say yes. Feel this energy through your body. Feel the excitement of now practically following the discipline of finding the smallest debt, the smallest weight of debt, and releasing it and continuing it on. And finally, it is commanded as a third activation for your brain, for the 70% of the formula of money management, that you have ability to observe with kindness and acceptance, releasing judgment, your spending patterns, that you're honest, you're careful, and you're humble as you observe. If you would like that, please say yes. And now your abilities are open in observing the patterns of spending. And you're giving discernment, wisdom, and understanding from Creator of all that is, of how to trim the spending in a way that is most beneficial in order to pay off your debts faster. If you would like those skills and abilities to come in and for me to witness the electromagnetic change of those, please say yes. And it is now commanded of your subconscious mind and asked of God that the full integration is done for all three of these new principles to become easy skills in your life, that your body has neural pathways supporting them, that your molecules of emotion have receptors for being excited about this path. If you would like to integrate, please say yes. Beautiful. And I want you now to breathe in again and out. And now opening your eyes. I want you guys to take your both hands and I want you to shake them free. Just let all of that debt go. Come on. Congratulations. If you have any questions, please make sure to ask me below. If you open up the information, you'll find out that I have an amazing group of people that are learning together with daily activations on our Facebook group, the Tree of Life group. Join us and learn with us. Wonderful, and see you soon.